If one of these 5 dreams visited you, don't ignore it. God is warning you to protect you, not to blame you. A bottomless fall, rising waters, pressing shadows, strength slipping away. A door closing while others move forward. Stay, because I'm going to show you the meaning of each dream and the simple response for tonight. At the end, I'll give you a short phrase that changes the atmosphere of your room before sleep and brings peace back. If what I'm saying is already speaking to you, right now, I'm awake, God. Leave that message in the comments and stay, because in a few minutes I'll reveal a detail of the 3rd dream that almost no one notices, and it cuts oppression at the root. Let's begin. Picture again that scene that took your breath away. It's not a punishment. It's a rope thrown to you from above, so you don't keep walking on the edge without realizing it. The first dream is the bottomless fall. There's height, a ledge, a roof, a bridge. You take a step and the floor gives way. Your body tightens, your heart pounds, air runs out, and right before impact you wake up. It's not just fear, it's a warning of inner instability. Sometimes you didn't drift off out of malice, but out of pace. You didn't get lost, you got distracted. You moved half a step off the foundation God gave you. That's why 1 Corinthians 10:12 says, "Let the one who thinks he stands take heed lest he fall." It's not condemnation. It's a lifeline. Think about your last important decision. Did you make it on impulse, out of exhaustion, or by comparing yourself to others? Proverbs 3:5-6 lays out the map. Trust with all your heart, don't lean on your own understanding. Acknowledge him in your ways, and he will make your paths straight. If you dreamed of falling, the message is to return to the rock. Say it out loud when you wake, I return to the rock. Write down that instruction you postponed. The one you know came from above. Do one simple action today, a needed call, a healthy boundary, a yes you owed or a no that's yours to give. If people were watching in the dream, you may be holding an image that doesn't reflect your real state. Set down the burden and go back to the base. If you fell alone at night, it may be a struggle you haven't shared. Speak with someone you trust. Write in the comments, "Today I return to the rock." That commitment brings you into alignment. And hear this, when the falling dream repeats on nearby nights, don't look for a patch. Change the schedule. Momentum without a base promises speed but steals direction. Ordered rest restores the stability the dream is asking for. Now hear the second dream, rising waters, flooding, choking. It's not a calm sea or a quiet lake. It's water coming through doors, hallways and stairs. Water at your chest you can't hold back with your hands. This dream doesn't shout punishment. It points to saturation, piled up emotions, broken boundaries, swallowed words. Psalm 69 opens with a vivid picture. Save me, for the waters have come up to my neck. The message arrives before the water covers your mouth. What does it mean today? You've allowed more voices, tasks, and worries in than your peace can support. Don't blame yourself. Adjust the floodgates. Genesis speaks of a great flood in another context, but here the language is interior. The problem isn't the water, it's the lack of a channel. Upon waking, do 3 things. First, close a door. Stop one source of noise that drains you, that conversation that ends in anger, or that content that unsettles you without building you up. Second, drain one room. Choose an area to put in order today, not tomorrow. One table, an inbox, a bill you've avoided. Third, air out your inner world. 15 minutes of silence and scripture. Philippians 4:6-7 promises peace that guards mind and heart. If the water in the dream is murky and you can't see the bottom, there's confusion fed by voices without light. If the water is crystal clear but rising fast, your decisions are right, but your pace isn't. You're going too fast. Don't abandon the course. Adjust your pace. If in the dream you open a window and light enters, the way out already exists. It just needs to be activated. Try a final hour of the day without screens, slow breathing, and a protection passage read aloud. You'll notice your rest feels different. Let's move on. The third dream is shadows that chase, animals that attack, or a presence that oppresses. You wake up sweating. You feel weight, eyes on you, paralysis, or a voice that won't come out. 1 Peter 5:8 warns that there is an enemy prowling around. Ephesians 6:12 reminds us the struggle isn't against flesh and blood. This dream doesn't call you to panic. It calls you to exercise authority. 3 moves: name the source, cut the supply, put on your protection. Naming the source is honestly recognizing which habit, conversation, content, or memory left a window open. Cutting the supply is deciding today to turn that off. No negotiating. Putting on protection is reading aloud the armor passage, Ephesians 6:11-18, and taking refuge in Psalm 91. Whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. Not as theory, but as mental focus and heart posture. Here's the detail almost no one sees, the one I promised at the beginning. When in the dream you feel you can't speak, your voice returns when you remember whose you are. Don't argue with the darkness. Affirm your identity. Say calmly and with authority, "My life is under God's covering." Say it once firmly, without shouting. That short phrase often cuts oppression like a switch. And one more thing, don't fight exhausted. Order your evening. Fewer screens, lower sugar, set aside 5 minutes for a reading that lifts your spirit. A calm heart hears better. If you found yourself facing the shadow with someone beside you, understand the sign. You're not meant to isolate. Shared strength lowers the pressure. Prepare your room as a refuge, basic order, warm light, and a visible phrase that says, "My life is under God's covering." Breathe slowly. 10 cycles. Let your body learn that night is not war, it's shelter. On to the 4th dream, teeth falling out or hair coming out. It's striking because it's so graphic, but it's not about vanity. Teeth represent strength to process and to speak. Hair represents vigor and consecration. Judges 16 shows what happens when someone gives away what they shouldn't and loses strength. Dreaming of teeth falling points to weakened speech. You said yes where you should have said no, or you stayed silent where you needed to speak with love and firmness. Proverbs 18:21 teaches that the tongue holds the power of life and death. Dreaming of hair coming out reveals quiet wear, giving and giving without renewing, carrying weight without clear boundaries. The response is to recover your edge. Upon waking, declare, "Today I recover authority to speak truth with love." Then set a healthy boundary in a pending conversation. Schedule 15 minutes of renewal before you look at your phone. Signs of restoration in dreams. You see firm teeth or strong hair in following nights. If someone tried to rip out your hair or strike your mouth in the dream, that shows external pressure. Someone wants to control your energy or your voice. Don't hand over that key. Isaiah 41:10 holds you up. "Do not fear, I am with you. I will strengthen you. I will uphold you." Now the 5th dream, you're left behind, a door closes, others go up and you don't. It hurts, but it doesn't humiliate. It awakens. Matthew 25 tells of 10 people waiting. 5 prepared oil. 5 postponed it. The door didn't close out of caprice. It closed because they left the essential for later. If you dream you're left behind, the message is clear. You're distracting yourself and postponing what sustains your calling. Here are 3 immediate moves. Order your oil. The basics are non-negotiable. Brief daily scripture, concrete gratitude, a moment of intentional silence. Clear your waiting. Remove small distractions that devour hours. Honor your calling. Today, pick up that decision you've delayed out of fear. Signs of progress in dreams. You see the door ajar, a hand knocking, visible steps. There's still time if you wake up now. Those are the 5, but hear how they speak to each other. They all say the same thing in different languages. Return to the base, adjust the floodgates, exercise your authority, renew your strength, and prepare the essentials. Don't obsess over the image. Embrace the direction. To turn warning into progress in 24 hours, upon waking acknowledge, God guides me. He doesn't frighten me. Name the specific area the symbol points to. Write 1 minimum action for today, not tomorrow. Close the day differently, less noise, more stillness, a passage read aloud. At bedtime, ask for rest and direction. Review your inner world with truth, righteousness, peace, faith, salvation, and the Word. Keep 2 minutes of silence with slow breathing, saying, "Here I am. Speak. I'm listening. Let me share short stories to land this message without empty mysticism." She dreamed of water up to her knees in a hallway, rising each night. It wasn't poor management. It was too many commitments. She closed one door, put one space in order, read a psalm before bed. On the third day, she dreamed of an open window and the level was dropping. Upon waking, she said a no she'd owed for months, and peace returned. He dreamed of falling from a building. He reviewed the last yes he gave to look good, corrected it, and days later he dreamed of a sturdy staircase. It wasn't magic. It was simple obedience. A young man dreamed of a shadow and couldn't speak. When he remembered whose he is and calmly said, "My life is under God's covering," the dream changed tone and he woke up light. To interpret with prudence, without obsession, ask yourself these questions during the week. What emotion dominated the dream? Confusion, fear, or an awakening clarity? Which area best mirrors the symbol? Family, work, finances, rest, or relationships? What is the minimum action you can take today to align that area? If that scene could speak, what is it asking you to leave, resume, or put in order? In a day, evaluate whether you responded well by 4 signals: growing peace, sharper focus, fewer distractions, deeper rest. If it doesn't improve, lower the complexity. 1 minimum action, 1 door closed, 1 well-placed yes or no. Now, prepare your night as a guidance room. Power down screens early, drink water, breathe slowly, read aloud a protection passage, and affirm identity. Keep your room in basic order with warm light. You can place this phrase where you'll see it: "My life is under God's covering." Let your body learn that the night is shelter, not a fight. The moment has come for the short phrase I promised at the start. Say it out loud before sleeping. Tonight I sleep in peace, under God's protection, and I wake with clarity to obey. Keep silence for a few seconds. Let your breathing set the pace, and you'll see how your mind releases and your sleep settles. Now I'm asking you to commit and help others. Write in the comments, "I'm awake and protected by God." Tell me, without intimate details, if you've seen any of these 5 dreams and what your minimum action will be today. Subscribe and turn on notifications, because every piece here brings you back to peace and purpose. Share this video with your family and with that person who's been afraid of the night lately. Today, that person can sleep in peace again. Hold this in your heart. When God warns, it's because He loves. He doesn't speak to shame you. He speaks to guard you. Today, you return to the rock. Today, you close floodgates. Today, you put on protection. Today, you recover strength. Today, you light your lamp. From tonight on, your dreams stop being a dark place and become a guidance room, and to keep growing. In the next content, I'll show you subtle signs that appear during the day and confirm what you saw at night, and how to tell the difference between simple tiredness and a true warning without falling into confusion. I'll see you there.